There you go. Oh, yeah, now you're live.
I'm live right now. Okay.
You're live right now. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Bill, the knee pain guru, and I am the best in the world at eliminating chronic knee pain without drugs, shots, or surgery. Today's broadcast is going to be on the psychology of successful knee pain elimination. And what I really want to emphasize with understanding how to eliminate knee pain and what a huge role the psychology or our mindset plays in getting over knee pain. And I was actually working with a client, Kevin, which, Brandy, you and I were just speaking about a snafu we had, so if Kevin is not actually in the inner circle, we're going to get that corrected here in a little bit. But what happens is the mind plays such a huge role in how we perceive pain. And our mind is designed to look for the threat, is to look for the pain. Our nervous system is hardwired to be on the alert and on the lookout for danger. And when we experience pain, that's the danger. The nervous system zeroes in on that danger and it focuses in on that danger. Unfortunately, when we're trying to get out of pain, all our nervous system is looking for is the pain, though. So we aren't looking for what doesn't hurt. We aren't looking for how it feels better. And what we've been taught so much is we look for that hurt so good feeling. Or we have all of these things in society. Just do it. No pain, no gain. Pain is weakness leaving the body. And these things get stuck in our mind that keep us in a place of being stuck. When we're trying to get out of pain, we can't get there because we're constantly looking for more pain, or we justify it by it doesn't hurt as much, or you judge by how many Tylenol or Advil or Nuprin or aspirin you take or don't take. So we never really have the experience, we never really have the focus of looking for the freedom, the comfort, the liberation that our body can experience. And when we get into the psychology, we have, well, if our knee feels good, we feel good. And if our knee feels bad, we hit this valley. And then we feel bad. And then the knee starts feeling better and we feel good. And when it feels bad, we go down. And what happens is we get this hopelessness. Like we don't understand these patterns that are going on. We don't understand what's going on. And as a result, we have these peaks and valleys. And sometimes the peaks may last, minutes or hours or days or maybe even weeks. And the valleys can last just as long. But we don't have an idea. And when we're in the peak, we decide to push ourselves more. And when we're in the valley, it's almost like we're self-deprecating. We beat ourselves up for doing something wrong. And what I'd like to propose today is that we stop looking at pain as like this threat, as the danger, and we begin to look at pain as information. We look at pain as a feedback to give us an idea of where to go and where not to go. And I was speaking with a client the other day about, think of it like if you're walking through your house at night and all the lights were off and you ran into a wall. Well, that's immediate feedback that that direction is not going to work. So we back up and we go left or right, or maybe even backwards. But it's a direction that we know we're capable of going because we're not running into the wall. And in a positive psychology of successful knee pain elimination, we hit the pain And we have these mentalities in society of we want to push through the pain. No pain, no gain. Pain is weakness leaving the body. And what ends up happening is we create this downward spiral of pain, tension, discomfort. More pain, more tension, more discomfort. And we never, ever look at those other options. We never look at right. We never look at left. We never back up because we think we always have to be pushing forward. So that's really important to keep in mind when you're looking at successful knee pain elimination, the psychology of successful knee pain elimination. Another thing that I'd like to talk about is these peaks and valleys. We have the peak, we feel good, and we have the valley, we feel bad. Peak, the knee doesn't hurt. The valley, the knee feels awful, and we get depressed and down on ourselves.
Yeah.
And how we can begin to shorten these gaps. Meaning, if we feel good, great. We want to continue doing that. But the moment we feel bad, the moment that feeling, or good feeling in our knees goes away and we experience pain, what can we do in that valley that makes the valley shorter? That compresses that so we can support our body's ability to heal and create comfort in our body when we're in that valley. And this is the focus of today's call. What can we begin doing? And from my approach, the first part is mindset. We got to get the mindset right. We have to believe that the body can heal itself. And then what can we do to set up the conditions? And the three conditions we want to set up is water, nutrition, and breathing. And the water, because we're working your nervous system, the signals that are going to your brain, we're sending those signals through an electrical system. If we don't have enough water, the signals that we're sending are not necessarily getting through. We want to make sure that we're in that valley, we drank enough water. Well, first, we don't want to get down on ourselves. We have the mindset. It's like a positive mindset that it's like, got it. We're not looking at pain as being a threat. We're looking at pain as being feedback. We're looking at the information that the nervous system is giving us, your body is giving us, your knee is giving us, as just information. And based on that information, now we can make more educated choices. So we have the positive mindset. Then we look at water, making sure we drank enough water. Because just the fact that the body does not have enough water can lead to knee pain. It's a very, very simple fix. The next is nutrition. How's your diet been? If you just had a pizza the night before and you wake up and your knees feel achy, well, that could be an issue. There was a client I was working with one time. Her name is Janelle. And Janelle was good as long as she only drank 1 cup of coffee. Now, coffee really dehydrates the body, so it's almost like we're talking about water again, but this applies to food as well. That if she had 1 cup of coffee, she was fine, but the moment she had 2 cups of coffee, her knee started hurting. And this is one of those things that if we use pain as a information, we're drawing that information back from the body, then we can look at, oh, what is connected to this experience of pain? The body is a system. And if we look at the body as a system, not as far as isolated parts, well, we got a knee here and we got a hip here and a lower back over here, and we don't connect these parts and look at these parts as a system, then we're going to feel very helpless and hopeless because they're not interconnected parts of an entire whole. If we look at the body as a system, we look at the knee as a system, then what happens is we can see the relationship of the second cup of coffee with the knee pain, or the pizza the night before and the knee pain, or we went out to the bar over the weekend and the knee pain. Or, you know, it's like we have all of these different experiences that we put our bodies through day in and day out, week in and week out, month in and month out, that attribute and manifest in the pain that we're experiencing in our body. So that's another piece to consider. We have water, we have nutrition, then we have breathing. Many times, we hold our breath. And just by holding our breath, we create tension in our body. And if we're trying to get the pressure off of the nerves in the knee, which is the source of the pain in the knee, then what can happen is we have that tension and it constricts the entire body. It also constricts on the nerves in the knee, causing the pain. So that's the foundation. So we're in that valley. We want to make sure we're drinking plenty of water. We want to make sure we're cutting out the foods in our diet that are contributing to inflammation. Sugar, processed foods, grains, dairy. All of these things can cause inflammatory states in the intestines, and now the body's trying to deal with the gut inflammation as well as what the pain is that it's dealing with in the knee. The next piece that we want to look at is the breathing. We were talking about the breathing. We want to breathe properly. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Smooth flow of air. Look at these places when we move. When we get up in and out of a chair, in and out of bed, up and down from the floor, as to where do we hold our breath. And when we're holding our breath, become conscious of those places. Start breathing. In through the nose, out through the mouth. If it hurts more, we're more afraid, then we breathe faster. And in doing so, we relax the general tension in the nervous system, and we create the conditions for the body not to hurt and the body to be able to heal the knees. Then we're going to look at comfort, and that's getting the pressure off of the nerves. We're looking at working with the intrinsic patterns that exist in the knee joint. Intrinsic meaning the knee has the gross motor movement. It bends like this. But it also twists slightly. It also moves apart and together slightly. It moves forward and back, and it moves side to side. It can also impinge in or out that way. And you'll see that with people that have cartilage and meniscus that wears just on the inside of the knee or just on the outside of the knee. It's part of a bigger tension pattern that's going on in the body. But it all ties in together with these peaks and valleys. The peaks and valleys, and now we're talking about being in the valley, we're keeping the positive mindset, and we're setting up the conditions with water, nutrition, breathing, and comfort, getting the pressure off of the particular nerves that are being squeezed in order to set up the conditions so the body can heal and we can get through this valley faster. So it's all about educating your nervous system. You educate it to get through those valleys faster and faster and faster and faster. And what we're doing is setting up the conditions in your body so your body's able to heal. It just does it. It knows how to heal. It all it wants to do is heal. That's what it's designed to do. That's what it's hardwired to do. Just like it's hardwired to look for the threat. But if it's simultaneously looking for the threat and simultaneously trying to heal, the threat's going to win out until we set up those conditions where the body feels safe, supported, and listened to, which allows it to move through the valley quicker. And then before you know it, you're living a completely different life because the reality has changed. Your reality has changed. Your body feels more comfortable. It's more able to express itself. Your mind's in a different place because you know when you experience pain, you're going to be able to get through that place even faster because you have the tools, you have the knowledge, you have the understanding because you trust in how your body feels. And you don't have to go external to have someone else say, well, this is how your body should feel or this is what you need to be doing. You tap into that innate wisdom and understanding you have of your own body that no one else does. Anyone else that says they know your body better than you do, I don't know, I'd question that. Okay, I have a few more notes I wanted to talk over today.
Hey, Bill, I wanted to let you know that Olga is here. She made it in. So
Oh,
I always
cool.
tell you not to look down at the screen, so you probably didn't see. She's been here the whole time, so you may want to say hi to her.
Hi, Olga.
Hi, Bill.
I'm glad you're here. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Let me cover a few more of these points, which you're probably going to benefit of, because some of what I'm talking about today is what we were chatting about the other day on the call. Is that okay with you?
Sure.
Good. All right. I want to talk about the difference between an amateur and a professional. Someone who's going to be an amateur, dealing with their knees like an amateur, is going to be like, oh, my knees hurt, there's nothing else I can do, I need a drug, I need a shot, I need surgery to fix what's going on. And that is very short-sighted, and the strategy is not sustainable. Because what happens is the conventional model, looking at what's going on with the knees, is basically a pain management strategy. Managing pain. And what we're talking about, and what I'm talking about, is looking at your knees like a professional. Like a professional athlete. They take their job seriously. And they're going to show up in a way that takes everything they do very seriously. And the difference between, like if you look at the Olympics, sprinters in the Olympics, the difference between first place and fifth place can be milliseconds. So the difference between gold and going home without a medal is in milliseconds. So it's the same thing with getting out of knee pain. If you discount the fact that comfort will get you out of pain faster than doing exercises that you need to push through the pain, you're looking at your knees like an amateur. Now, I'm talking about professionals. This is where we're showing up and we're looking from the feedback that we're getting from our bodies as a way to dial in what we want our life to look like, how we want to experience our bodies. And we show up and take this feedback very seriously. There's a book that I read. His name is Tim Grover, and the name of the book is called Relentless. And this was the man that trained Michael Jordan for the majority of his career. And Tim was talking about in his book the importance of free throw shooting and how that can be the difference between winning or losing a game. Now, Michael Jordan took free throws very seriously, and he practiced over and over and over again. But he found out that not a lot of people took free throws seriously. And the position of their hand and the position of their wrist and the position of their forearm, and just doing that over and over and over again till you got the neuromuscular correctness of the movement. So every time they went through that movement, Michael knew the ball was going in the net. And that's what I'm really talking about, is taking, if you've had pain in your knees for more than a couple of weeks, you got to take this stuff serious. Because if you look at trends, if you look at what's happening, you're on a slippery slope to a knee replacement surgery. And what I also want to emphasize is that it doesn't matter your diagnosis. Name your diagnosis. It really doesn't matter. The source of knee pain is the nerves in your knee being squeezed. So if you're watching this video today, understand that you may want to believe that you're a special, unique flower, and everybody wants to, but your knee pain comes from the same source that everyone else's does. Nerves in your knee being squeezed, sending a signal to your brain that you have pain. Now, where the location may be different, it may be inside the knee joint, it may be outside the knee joint, it may be in the front of the knee or in the back of the knee or above the kneecap or below the kneecap. The location is different. The diagnosis may be different. But as long as nothing is broken or torn, then you're good to go. This is the program you want to be in. This is what you want to be working with. So, Brandy, what do we need a, how long have I been talking? What do we got here? It's been a bit.
Yeah,
okay.
20 minutes, yeah.
Yeah.
So Olga's a part of your inner circle, and I know you guys talked the other day, but maybe Olga has some follow-up questions since she's a part of the inner circle.
Yeah, so Olga's a member of my inner circle, and that's, of course, they get access to the virtual clinic. They get these 2 Google Hangouts where they can either interact with me, like Olga's going to be doing right now in a minute, or you can leave me questions that I'll answer on air, and also the private Facebook page. So, Olga and I had a conversation the other day. She had some frustration she was dealing with, and I said, Olga, perfect. This is what we could do. We could be in the Hangout together, so it'll give an idea of how I interact when I work with clients and how we get through these peaks and valleys that I've been talking about. So, Olga, please, how has it been going the past couple days?
Well, what happened, that was right after we talked, the day before yesterday. I did a few stretches, and I think that was module 21, the meniscus stretch that did the trick. Like, all of a sudden, it was like a miracle. The pain went away. I felt like almost normal. I mean, then, like yesterday, it felt great. Then towards the end of the day, and in the morning, I tried some beginner exercises. Then later during the day, it kind of started getting a little sore in my thighs. Right, and so then I started doing passive stretches again, and because I'm having problems bending my knee or stepping, I did a few of those stretches that address those issues, but then after that, after those stretches, it started hurting again. I have that stubborn spot. It's like directly to the outside of the kneecap. And it started hurting again. And again, I woke up this morning and I did this whole gamut of stretches, and it's still sore. And the outside is sore, and even on the inside and the thighs. Like, I'm in that valley today. I don't know why. I don't think I've eaten anything bad or anything. I've been drinking a lot of water. I don't know.
Okay. Cool. No, it's great. And let me explain what's going on. What happens is when your body has been in a place of pain for a long period of time, and this is what we were talking about. It was moving the other day. Well, you do this one,
right.
It's okay today, but then tomorrow it hurts again. And this is just like we're walking through the house at night. We hit the wall. We got to turn right or we got to turn left or maybe back up. Well, what you did is when you did all of these different stretches, your body is trying to catch up with all of these changes that are taking place. So now it's kind of like, think of what's going on as like your body's going through rush hour. And it's trying to get all these cars through. So all of these changes are taking place. It's like you hit the first domino. Your body's trying to integrate these things, trying to make changes, and all of a sudden it's kind of going, whoa, too much change all at once. We're going to kind of slow it down by creating this discomfort. Is that making sense?
Sure, yeah.
So this is what we want to do, be gentle with ourselves in the process. We want to make sure you're drinking plenty of water, making sure the food is right. You want to make sure you're breathing. And I check out Module 2 in the breathing room. That would be go in the breathing room, Module 2. That would be an ideal one. And then continue working with the areas of your knee that are presenting itself. The meniscus, the outside, what did you say, on the outside of the kneecap?
Right. The
Were there
outside of the kneecap. Hmm.
outside of the knee, and were there any places in the knee that are different than what we spoke about the other day?
Well, I mean, yesterday there was no pain at all. Just it was a little weak and it still like hurt when I bent it or stepped, but there was basically no pain yesterday, and then it came back.
Okay.
Hmm.
I also want to reinforce the fact that you didn't do anything wrong.
Hmm. Okay.
You
Hmm.
get that?
Hmm.
I
Thank
really
you, because
get
I was concerned that maybe some of the stretches I did were wrong or I exacerbated it further.
when you're doing them, are you creating comfort in them?
Oh yes. Oh yes,
Yeah,
sure.
then you're doing them perfectly. Then
Hmm.
what this is not that you've created pain, but your body is following on and processing and integrating the changes that you made from comfort.
Hmm. Hmm.
In order for your knee to hurt, the
Hmm.
rest of your body has to hold tension a certain way.
Hmm.
Is this making sense?
Right. Yeah, it does. Hmm.
So as you change what's going on in the knee, the ankle's going, oh, hey, well, if the knee's not hurting, I got to be different. The hip's going, oh, the knee's not hurting, well, I got to be different. The back's going, well, I got to be different too. You know, so everything needs to integrate in relationship to the knee.
Hmm.
And so this is the process that you're going through, is that it's sending signals, even though you may not experience or feel these signals, the knee is sending signals to the hip and the lower back and saying, hey, you can hold different. It doesn't have to be the same. The back's doing the same thing. So your body is integrating these changes. That's what I believe you're going through right now, because we dialed it in, even like we zeroed in on how we can create comfort.
Hmm. Hmm.
So what I want to do today is I want to give you some more stretches that'll continue that process.
Hmm.
That'll support your hips and your lower back.
Hmm.
That will make it easier for your knee to integrate. So that sound good for you?
That sounds great. But how about the thighs? You know, not the hamstrings, but the quads. That part hurts also.
Okay. Describe the hurt.
Burning, like burning.
Okay. I want you to
Sore burning.
do. I want you to do in the stretching lounge, passive stretching. I want you to do module 42, the skin twist
Mm-hmm. Okay.
for your thigh.
Mm-hmm.
Your hamstrings are tight as well.
No, no, no.
What else
Doesn't
is
hurt.
bugging you?
Well, that mostly I'm concerned about that spot to the outside of the kneecap. You know, it's a little bit to the outside, and it's like involves the kneecap itself, the bump that's on the kneecap, and goes slightly to the right. And I've been trying all the stretches, and only once, like it happened yesterday, when I adjusted the meniscus, only once did it help with that stretch. Yeah,
Okay.
but so I don't know. It's kind of a weird spot.
Okay. Are you doing the 3 directions on that spot?
You mean which
You
one?
start
The
module 45.
45. Yes, yes, yes. I tried that. Yeah, I tried
Okay.
that. Hmm.
Continue doing that one, and I
Okay.
also the patella. It's called the patella pull. Let me.
Yeah, 8A. Yeah, yeah. I've been doing that. Yes. Eight.
And does that relieve it at all?
No, not this one. No, it doesn't. No.
Okay. I want you to also do the meniscus stretch,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, number 21. Mm-hmm.
and I
Yeah.
want you to do 1A, the straight leg rotation,
Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and see how that affects that spot in there.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You,
Thank you.
I got 2 more for you.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
2 more. One is the for your hips. This will support the hips, and that's going to be module 23
Mm-hmm.
and module 22 for your lower back.
Okay.
And
Thank you.
that's you're welcome. And that's going to help relax. I want you to do the hips and the lower back like 10 minutes before you get up in the morning and 10 minutes before you go to sleep at night.
Mm-hmm.
That'll help your overall body relax. And then the other ones you just work on, spend 10 to 15 minutes in the morning, 10 to 15 minutes in the evening. This is going to help. This is going to help your knee get out of pain. And then, of course, these are like tools in your toolbox. So if you're the specific spot in your knee that's bothering you, you could pull this tool out at any point in time, create comfort in your knee, and let your knee continue on.
Would it be okay to like try them like in the middle of the day, or just twice a day is okay?
Twice a day minimum, and in the middle of the day if they hurt.
Okay.
Like
right.
That's what I mean. Tools in your toolbox. It hurts. You can pull that tool out and twist your knee, or whatever it is, the specific point work or whatever it is, to create comfort in your knee, so then you get out of pain.
Okay.
Go through the valley, and this is about empowering you with the knowledge and understanding of your own body, so you never fear your knees anymore. You're going, oh, my kneecap hurts. Oh, I know what to do, and it's out of pain, and you're done. You're back living your life, and you're not dreading, oh, how long is this going to be? How long is this going to hurt?
Okay. Thank you.
Sound good?
Yeah. Thanks.
Olga, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Bill.
And pose your questions. This is one of the things. One of the things I want to talk about today is leave the questions. Like, members of the inner circle, leave the questions below the video, because we'll have the next one posted like in a couple of days for the 14th, or the next time, 21st. The next time we're going to do a Google Hangout here. And you can post those questions, and I'll answer them on air. And if you aren't here present for it, then you can listen to the replay. How are we doing, Brandy?
We're doing good. So Olga's so I'll just go ahead and help to reiterate that. So Olga's a part of the inner circle, so she had access to you when she was having some pain, and then you could tell her which modules to go to in the inner circle. So you do that for all of your inner circle people. Like, you have, what, hundreds of videos that, with the different stretches and different things that people can access, but they have access to you to say which videos instead of them trying to decide for themselves, right?
Correct. They have the ability to ask me questions here, whether it be in the Google Hangout itself, or if it's they type in a question. And I answer those questions every couple of weeks, and they get access to all the 6 years worth of videos that I've created working with coaching clients one-on-one.
Love it. So speaking of, do you have some more that you want to cover, or do you want to go into a few questions that we have from other inner circle members that are typewritten?
Oh, I had a really cool distinction this week. I was working with one of my clients and realized that if someone has knee pain, but they've not had surgery, pretty much across the board, working with them one-on-one, I can get them out of pain in 3 months. But I did find out, I was looking back, and it's like I tell people, oh yeah, I can promise you I can get you out of pain in 3 months. But I found out, like looking back at my history, that if you've had some sort of surgery, or you're looking at a situation where it's like a bone on bone, that time frame is more like 6, because we have a lot of work to do. There's a lot of things, and a lot of times it's not actually like what we need to do. Like with Olga, it's like we got her out of pain, but then it didn't last, and that mindset gets us tripped up, and it's like, oh no, and we're going to go back to that place of pain again. And it's the mindset piece that we got to keep reiterating and working on and patterning, so we get ourselves out of pain faster. So generally, someone with bone on bone, or they've had surgeries, it takes me probably about 6 months working one-on-one to get them out of that place.
Love it. I'm responding. Love it. Yeah. Okay, so do you want to go into questions, or do you want to talk a little bit more about the psychology? Because it really sounds like there's a lot to the psychology of healing, and I know that's the topic today. So
there's a lot to talk about as far as psychology of knee pain, but that's one of the things of being present We really got to be present with ourselves and what's coming up, what fear is coming up. We deal with the fear, and then all of a sudden we actually relax the tension in our bodies. Like a lot of times just our thought creates the tension that causes the lack of space in the knee and causes the pain. Like you can even see, like, Olga, I use you for an example, how much calmer you are by just a distinction that we made. Like you smile more.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, it's like you're smiling more because you see the options and you see the opportunities that are available, because it's not like you're stuck in that place of going, oh, well, I created comfort, and comfort's great, and it works, but then it's gone, and now I'm back to where I was. But you're not really. You're not. It's actually a very different place that you're in. And that's what the successful psychology, or the psychology of successful knee pain elimination, is about. That hope that we create, the possibilities that we're creating for our knees and for our bodies. Because this is kind of like a little, like, wink wink, nudge nudge. These principles don't just apply to the knees, they apply to the whole body. So think all of the people that are suffering out there with back pain, hip pain, neck pain, shoulder pain, ankle pain, whatever it is, you name it, these same principles apply. Mindset, water, nutrition, breathing, and comfort. And we get the body, it gets the body out of its own way, we get out of our own way, and the body does what it wants to heal. It's very cool. It's very exciting. I mean, I'm jazzed about it. It's how I was able to get myself out of pain. And I just want to share it with other people. I think it's cool. It's exciting when, Olga, like, you light up. And that makes me happy. And I feel really good when, but no, it's like, it's when we've been told there's nothing you can do, that's just what it's like to get older. Tylenol, Advil, Nuprin, if it gets too bad, you know, we'll have to get you something, you know, Percocet or something like that. Get some cortisone shots. And then, you know, Olga, when you're in your, you know, later in your 60s, we're probably going to have to talk about a knee replacement. You know, I mean, it sounds absolutely asinine. It sounds absolutely ridiculous to talk in those languages when you have the correct psychology of knee pain, elimination, to get in that place of, like, oh, comfort. Gosh, what a concept. And that's the most difficult part of my program, is that it's simple. It's not hard. You just have to discipline yourself to do the right things in the right timing, in the right order. That's it. It's like a combination to a safe. Olga, do you have anything to share?
No, I guess I'm fine. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, cool. One thing I do want to share, I have a seminar. This is in Asheville, North Carolina. My friend Tim Adams, he's been a strength and conditioning coach in the NFL and the NHL for the past 20 years. And we got into this discussion at a mastermind out in Los Angeles. And we were talking about that fine line between getting an athlete, in his case, out of pain, and then getting the increasing neuromuscular capacity, or the body to push itself. And I was like, well, how do you get them back to zero faster? And he's like, that's a good question. And that's the place that we've been working on. So Tim and I are actually putting on a seminar this Monday from 4 to 8 p.m. Eastern Time in Asheville, North Carolina. So if you want to learn more about that, shoot an email over to customerservice@thekneepainguru.com, and we'll get some information over to you. But if you're a Knees for Life Inner Circle member, well, you get it automatically. So that's what I wanted to share about that. Yes, let's go on to questions. We should plug the book, Knees for Life book.
There you go. Plug the book, and I'll look up the questions.
If you're watching this and you want to learn more about my approach to knee pain, you're like, hey, who's this Bill guy, the knee pain guru, claims he's the best in the world eliminating knee pain. Read my book, Knees for Life. There's a link right below this video that you can get that, as well as become a member of the Inner Circle. Olga will share with you, if you'd like, what the experience has been like for you. Would you share, Olga?
You mean getting into the Inner Circle? Yes, I found the information online. Yeah, so, and because nothing has helped so far, I mean, nothing helped by then, so I decided to give it a shot. So I signed up for that, and I had a private conversation with Bill, who pointed to a few passive stretches that I was supposed to do, and so I've been working, and I have a lot of hope now, contrary to the despair and hopelessness I had before. So I encouraged everybody to give it a shot.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much. How we doing, Brandy?
We're doing awesome. You're rocking it. You ready to get to some questions?
Yes.
All right. Let's see. Marina says that I have a torn meniscus for the second time. I had one scope, and it didn't help the pain. My doctor wants me to have another scope, but I don't think it will benefit me. How do you deal or heal when a meniscus is torn?
The meniscus, a lot of times that's a nutritional component that is not being addressed. When we don't have, and I could speak from my own experience, when I have more sugar, you know, I kind of get on that, it starts like Friday afternoon, and, you know, it's like I've had a really tough week, and it's like I just start eating, I don't eat as well as I normally do. And when I do, I feel like this weakness in my body. My joints kind of ache a little bit. I don't feel like I have as much energy. And that's more like a really minor thing of what Marina is asking, is that when the meniscus is torn, the diet may not have been that good for a period of time. And the big thing to heal the meniscus is to get the proper nutrition in the body by eliminating the gut inflammation first, eliminating the grains, the dairy, the processed foods initially, and using that for 30 days as a way to reset the body's the ability to digest food. Because a lot of times the grains, the dairy, and the processed foods create holes in the intestines. And when the holes are in the intestines, then what we're eating is actually leaking out into the body, causing a host of other issues. You know, nutrition is going to be big. My friend Sean Stevenson, who put together a program called Regrow Your Knees. That's something that is on the products section of my website, thekneepainguru.com. And that is a complete nutritional protocol for addressing torn cartilage, torn meniscus, torn tendons and ligaments, where he's relying on Chinese herbs, medicinal mushrooms, and superfoods to optimize the body's allocation of stem cells that can go and heal what's going on in the knees. Now, that's only part of the equation. We also have to get the frame of the car, so to speak, changed around, which means we got to relax the tension that's going on in the knees, the hips, and the lower back, so we're not continually rubbing on that meniscus the way we were that tore it to begin with.
Awesome. So this one's kind of long, but remember we said on the last Hangout that we needed more description for you to answer, so this person got pretty descriptive. So, this is from John. He's a 29-year-old athletic male. He hurt his knee in September and had a misdiagnosis until March when they found my lateral torn meniscus. During surgery, they discovered I had a discoid meniscus and performed a partial meniscusectomy. Sorry, you know me with the words.
Yeah, they took it out.
Yeah, that was on May 5th. The doctor did not prescribe physical therapy and stated I was active enough and to ease back into my routine. I've been taking it easy outside of hiking a few times a week. I'm now 11 weeks out and still cannot lock out my knee. Separately, my knee swells and I'm unable to bend it all the way back to stretch my quad. Any insight as to why this is happening and what I can do to gain my range of motion back? I also keep it as straight as possible when sitting and sleeping.
Yeah, that would be the first thing that I'd look at is in the stretching lounge, the passive stretching modules 1 and 2. What's happening is that the knee, well, there's the initial injury, which causes the body to tense up, and then you have the surgery, which causes the body to tense up more. And what happens is now the body is holding on to this tension, so it's not able to bend. So the knee's supposed to bend, fluid like this. Well, what happens is when the knee kind of binds on itself, it's tensing up to protect itself. Now it's difficult to bend it, and it's hard to straighten it as well. And that's what ends up happening. And it's not a stretching thing. It's not the conventional thinking of stretching your calves, your quads, your hamstrings that's preventing it from getting the full range of motion. The full range of motion is limited by the tension in the nervous system. And that's where we got to address. We got to create comfort. And by creating comfort, the knee begins to feel safe, supported, and listened to. And then the space is created in the joint, which will allow the flexion and extension to come back in the knee. In addition, this is just like a side note, a lot of times the ability of the knee to bend fully is not only in the knee. A lot of it plays a role in the hips. And Olga, that one stretch that I gave you, I think module 23, that allows for more flexion in the knee because we're relaxing the tension in the hip as well. So you relax the tension in the hip, you get more range of motion in the knee. And I know this from martial arts. I've been involved in martial arts 25 years, I think now, something like that. And there's an arm lock that they do in martial arts that you're not able to do the arm lock if you bind the knee, which locks the hip up. So it's like the reverse of that when you free up the knee by freeing up the hip.
Love
that
it.
would be the end of
God, it's awesome.
Yeah. What?
Whoops, okay. You froze. Oh, sorry, you froze for a second, so I started talking. Are you ready for the next question?
Yeah.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah.
Bring it to me. Okay.
Let's do it now.
I have question only. I have one question only. My left knee cannot be fully bent, but no pain at all. It makes me not agile in running or walking. Cannot squat fully. Do you have any suggestions?
Yeah. The last question. It's the same thing.
Yes.
As the last question, it's the knee doesn't hurt, so it's a lack of range of motion, and it may be in the knee, but I'd also look at the hip. The lower back probably is involved as well, because in order for the hip to be restricted, there's stuff that takes place in one of the lumbar vertebrae, which is L1 through 5, that'll affect how the hip moves, and then it affects the knee.
Perfect. All right. James wants to know, what do you think of shockwave therapy for eliminating knee pain?
I don't know what it is.
Right,
I've never heard of shockwave therapy. Yeah, maybe
shockwave therapy. Yeah.
if he left a link or something, shockwave therapy. I don't know. It doesn't sound very sustainable. Like the thing that pops into my head is that shock treatment they used to use for people with mental disorders or depression. Where they would hook them up to electrodes. But I don't know how sustainable that would be. And if the nervous system is already tensing up because it hurts, I don't know if shocking it would help. It just doesn't, I don't know. It's like everybody wants like the secret new fandangled thing that's going to get rid of knee pain, and it doesn't have to be complicated. You get the right mindset, you incorporate water, nutrition, and breathing so the body can heal and then create comfort. It gets out of pain on its own. You don't need knee braces. You don't need all these pills or shots or surgeries. You don't need, I don't know, it just creams. It doesn't have to be that difficult. And I think we're really smart. Like, people are really smart, and there's more information because of the internet out there than at any other time in history. And people want to look for more and more complicated and intricate stuff. You know, it's like, you know, they can't see the hand in front of their face, so they're trying to find it. You know, and they're looking at all these other places when in actuality it's just right there. The answer is right there. It lies within ourselves.
I love it. Okay, let's see. Here's somebody not in the inner circle, but they do want to know which program is best for them. Let's see. Oops, I just lost it. Oh, I had a total knee replacement, and it hasn't even been 2 months yet. I'm in rehab for 3 more weeks, and I want to know what I could do to control the pain after that. Which book/program is best for me?
Ugh. Once you get a knee replacement surgery, the programs are going to be iffy. It really is. I mean, they're cutting off the bones in your leg and replacing it with plastic and metal. The reason why I'm successful in doing what I do is because I can go in my body, like Olga says, oh, my knee hurts in this spot. I can go in my body and go, oh, how would my knee have to be twisted? Or how would I have to hold tension in order for that to hurt? Because I have an intact knee. But if someone gets it replaced with plastic and metal, I don't know what that feels like. And it could be because of the screw that's going down the length of the bone. It could be because of the surgeon didn't line up the joint right. It could be because there's an infection in there. It could be, I mean, there's like a gazillion different reasons why the knee replacement thing is causing pain, and it has nothing to do with what I would be able to help with. I mean, I'd go to back to the basics. Get a positive mindset. Start drinking plenty of water. I'd go paleo for 30 days. Get on a program and incorporate breathing. And a lot of times those things, the pain will begin to recede. Then I'd look at comfort, but I don't know what, you know, their level of commitment. Because once you've had a knee replacement surgery, there's got to be there's a place where they've made this commitment that the knee replacement surgery is the right thing to do. And now they're going to have to look at the ramifications of that choice. And they're like, oh, now their body has this permanent workaround that there's not really a whole lot they can do as far as the joint itself. And, you know, create comfort as much as possible. I'd start working with my program, the Comfort Zone, or possibly even say no to knee replacement. But this is one of those things that it takes a big commitment. They got to do a lot of changing, and that's really going to be up to them and their commitment level.
All right, Koch, this is another long one, but at least they're being, remember we asked them to really describe it. So Katie says, I had ACL surgery about 2 years ago and developed arthrofibrosis. A knee scope, aggressive physical therapy, and thousands of dollars later, I still have limited mobility, only 0 to 130 range of motion, severe pain, in some cases a stabbing pain when I attempt hyperextension. I've tried just about everything that surgery offers. I'm an athlete, mountain biker, skier, long-distance runner, etc. I'm not sure what else I can do to get back to the level I was at, but I'm not willing to settle for anything else. Will your scar tissue exercises help me?
Yes. Sure. I mean, if they ask yes. They give all that and ask a yes or no question. Yes, it'll help. Once again, this goes back to it. Everybody wants to be a special flower. They want to be unique and special, which we are. What in terms of like knee pain, the underlying source or restriction of motion, all of that is an expression of the nervous system. It's the body expressing itself. And we're looking at that question that we were talking about before. The inability to extend or inability to fully retract the leg is a function of the relationship of the bones, as well as what's going on in the hip and the lower back. And that would be something I'd be, open to have a conversation. Go to the kneepainguru.com, and down at the bottom of the page there's a link, or actually it's a box to fill out an application. Click on the box to bring up the application, fill it out. We set up a time to talk, and I'll get a little bit more information about what's going on and direct you what would be the best approach.
Okay, so Paul has a question, and he says that, hi Bill, just a quick question. After doing your strengthening exercises, why does most of your knee pain decrease? Is this a good thing, meaning that you are doing the exercise correctly? I'm assuming he does mean decrease instead of increase, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, would you kind of repeat that first part again?
So he said, after doing your strengthening exercises, why does most of your knee pain decrease? Is this a good thing, meaning that you're doing the exercises correctly? I'm not sure if he transposed that, or because to me that seems like that would be a good thing, right? The pain decreasing?
Yeah, if the pain decreases, you think of it like the dashboard on your car. The check engine light goes on, then there's something underneath the hood that needs to be addressed. And your nervous system is the same way. If there is pain going on, that is like the check engine light on your dashboard lighting up. So if it's not hurting, then everything's going pretty good. So use your nervous system as a gauge. I mean, that's the idea. That's Knee Pain Guru, is because I understand knee pain better than anyone else in the world, and how to create comfort in the body.
This is also from Paul. I don't know if it's the same Paul, but he's an Inner Circle member. Hi, Bill. I'm having a problem doing hip rotations. Is it okay for me to use my arms to help me get round, as this is the only way I can do it? Module 17 in the ebook videos.
Which ebook? Like ebook videos? The rotation, if he's having problems with the rotation, then I'd go to the passive stretches. Work with the passive stretches, like the femur rotation. That's, let me see. I have that one. Let's see. Femur rotation. Module 32. In the stretching lounge, passive stretching, the femur rotation, and I would work with that one first before you're going to do more of an exercise. We want to relax the patterns that are going on that are causing the restriction or the inability of being able to do it. And first, you think of it like driving a car. Right now he's driving, he's moving his leg with his foot on the gas and his foot on the brake at the same time. And he wants to use his arms to help hit the gas harder. And what I'm proposing is, if you go to that module 32, the femur rotation, now what he's going to be doing is taking his foot off the brake. So the car will go on its own. He won't need to use the arms to do it. And that's what we want to do. We want to free up the restrictions in the body that are creating the body to tense up, that doesn't allow it to express itself. So that's the approach. What I would look at is doing that passive stretch to free up what's going on, and probably that same passive stretch that I gave Olga, which was the module 23. Module 23 and module 32 would be the two that I would start working with to free up the hips, the femur, or the bone in the upper leg that is causing the restriction. That would be it.
Okay, so all right, so we're coming to the top of the hour. So do you want to take another question, or you just want to talk about the inner circle and how they can post questions and all that good stuff?
Let's answer one more question, and then we'll wrap it up and talk about the inner circle.
Perfect. So this is from Annie. She said this is a really long one, so I'm going to condense it just a tad. She hurt her knee while playing basketball. She ended up going to it was really stiff and it hurt. And so she went to the doctor, and the doctor said it may just be stiff because I haven't exercised a lot this summer. So she said that when she started dancing again, she should see if it hurts anymore. But a couple hours later, her knee hurt extremely bad from walking on it all day, but didn't know if she should go back to the doctor or wait and see if the stiffness goes away. What should she do? I know you're going to love this one. That's why I picked this one. Yeah, like this is preventative right here,
Well, I mean, it's like if you get an initial diagnosis of what's going on, is it broken or torn? And if nothing's broken or torn, then going back to the doctor to tell them about stiffness is not going to get you any more insight into what's going on in your knee than you already know. You just know it's stiff, okay? Like your body's telling you. We just need to go to the doctor for that initial diagnosis to rule out anything that is broken or torn. Now, as far as the stiffness goes, the stiffness could be because maybe she didn't stretch out enough. It could be because there's tension going on in the knee, the hip, the lower back. Start freeing up those patterns that are going on there and see how the knee feels. Stiffness could be because she didn't drink enough water. I don't know. Could be her diet. Sometimes when we go out and enjoy ourselves, our diet tends to get worse. So there's that place where we need to look at setting up the conditions first. Like, I wonder how she would wrote that question differently if she drank a big glass of water before she wrote it. The stiffness could go away. I've had clients that I've worked with that I said, I want you to drink a 16-ounce glass of water right now before we talk anymore. And they do, and their knee pain begins to dissipate just because they drank more water. So it doesn't have to be complicated.
Well, doesn't this speak to the whole subject today of the psychology of, the successful elimination of pain? Like, she's reacting to the stiffness. She goes to the doctor, she wants something to be wrong. Then she walks and she notices the stiffness. So isn't that like what you were talking about? Like, now her nervous system is all like, there's pain, and now she walks and there's pain, right?
Yeah, that's it. It's like we're looking for the pain. We want there to be pain. Like, one thing as humans, we always want to be right.
Totally agree with that.
So, yeah, exactly. We want to be right. And in doing so, we'll be right at the expense of missing out on fun things we want to do in life.
Absolutely.
Well, we'll be right. It's like, see, my knee hurts as bad as I said it was going to hurt. See, I'm right. And what ends up happening is they prove themselves right and create the belief that creates the pain.
So she would really benefit from your program in like just doing stretches and getting out of the psychology of, yeah, I'm right, I need to go see the doctor. The doctor was wrong. Will you validate that the doctor was wrong and I actually have knee pain? Instead of coming at it from a different way of saying, okay, this is just an indicator, and now if I do these things, I'm doing more preventative so she doesn't end up getting a knee replacement at 60, right?
Yeah, that's it. It's like we just got to set up the conditions and let the body do what it knows how to do.
Perfect. All right. So now talk about the inner circle and anything that you want to add or if you need my help with.
Inner circle. Okay. Inner circle. Be a member. We have, you get 2 of these Google Hangouts per month. Ask me questions. I answer them. You interact on our private Facebook page where I post like really cool stuff that I don't post anywhere else, because we're already talking about a common language. The members of the inner circle, they understand the concept of comfort. They understand the concept of setting up the conditions so the body can heal itself. They understand the mindset. So we start working on higher level stuff that it gets so much, for me, it gets so much more interesting. And I want to share that information with other people. I want to share that information with those that really want to take it and run with it, which I believe so many people can. And also you get access to the virtual clinic, which is the past 6 years of videos that I've created working with clients. And those are all the passive stretches like I was talking about earlier today in the call. I have the breathing room, the nutrition kitchen, the stretching lounge, the hydration station, and anything goes. These are all different areas that I have valuable videos that help you get out of knee pain, address the psychology of what's going on, set up the conditions in your body so then your body just moves to a place of healing itself. So that is my inner circle. If that's something that you're ready to go in, I'd encourage you to go down below this video right now, sign up. And we're going to have our next call. When's next Thursday? The next Thursday at 2 p.m. Brandy, what is that?
I think it's the 21st. I'm going to look at my calendar real quick.
21st? Yeah, 21st at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll do it then. And if you're going, well, hey, I'm not sure. I still want to check out what's going on. Get my book. Go down below the video. Get my book, Knees for Life. Read it, and let's have a conversation. Let's get on a call, like Olga did. We talked and figured out what was the best fit for her and how we can help her with what's going on with her knees, and so you can enjoy your life. There's no reason why you have to forego some of the best years of your life just to hold out for a knee replacement surgery to then be in still a lot of pain. It's just different pain.
Awesome. You're fantastic. Thank you, Olga, so much for being here. We really appreciate you showing up today. You're muted right now, but I'm going to put you on the screen anyway and smile your beautiful, enlightened smile from feeling better, and keep on rocking yourself. Bill, thank you so much. Everybody, you know where to find him at thekneepainguru.com. Have a fantastic day.
Thanks, Brandy. Thanks, Olga.
Thank you.